This is INCRadio DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Thank you for tuning in for another episode of INCRadio New York. I am Sister Abby Hidalgo, your host for today's episode. And with me, we have Brother Art, who will be talking to us about tips to prevent exercise injury. Good morning, Brother Art. Can you kindly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, your local congregation, and what you do as a profession?
So, my name is Brother Art. I am from the local of Woodbury here in New York, and I am a physical therapist. And I'm tasked to engage in best practice for tips to prevent injury when we were working out.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. So this will definitely be a great topic to talk about since, you know, the weather is warming up and people will be trying to get into their summer, exercise and whatnot. So we want to prevent any injuries since we're, kind of trying to get into our workouts since we've been, a little bit sedentary throughout the winter. So can you tell us some tips or some things that we can do when we're trying to start to exercise, like warm up, proper technique and whatnot?
So I call this segment for myself as a here's why. Before we start our exercise or anything and any regimen that we have, it's always good to start with a warm-up. Warm-up is very essential in preventing injuries. You have to increase blood flow, flexibility, all those kind of things that we have to do before we do anything else. So skipping warm-up can lead to injuries, decreased performance, longer recovery times, and prioritizing them, of course, ensures safer and more effective workout. So those are the things that we have to do first before we do anything else. One of the things that I'd like to stress is, if anything, is for risk of injuries, strain, tears, and more importantly, for our heart rate. When we do our warm-up, it gradually, instead of shocking our heart with intense activity, the warm-up gradually increases the heart rate, making it safer for our exercises. So those are the things that we have to do first or initially when we have, or we're planning to do any sort of exercises. Other than that, light cardio, dynamic stretches. So gone are the days of we doing static exercises or static stretches. So everything has to be dynamic, like jumping jacks. We start off with jogging in place, running in place. Those kind of things are more for light cardio before we get on to the nitty-gritty of exercises. So yeah, very important, warm up, so to prevent any sort of injuries.
So what's the recommended time we should devote to warm up? Because I remember go ahead.
Very simple, very easy, 5 to 10 minutes, nothing more than that, because you also wanted to devote some time for your actual exercises. I know some people are pressed for time, and that's what we're always tend to deal with, is we're kind of trying to get things done right away. So most likely, people would tend to skip the workout. So, but that's one of the more important things that we have to do. 5 to 10 minutes is okay. That's the easiest way to do it, to remember everything else.
Okay. Is
Mhm.
there, I know, like, is there any proper technique or form that we should be aware of, especially like, I guess we can talk about cardio. So is
Mhm.
there anything that we need to be aware of when we are
Aware
starting to like jog or
proper technique and form. So this is a very hot topic nowadays with what's proper technique and form because usually I tend to recommend what is more comfortable for yourself. Not so much of the technique, not so much of the form. Each individual has their own unique way of doing things. But to prevent injury, to maximize efficiency. You protect your joints, you protect your spine. Anything that feels awkward, anything that feels a little weird, painful, if anything, then dial it down for a little bit and start with a light load. Always start with a light load, especially if you're a beginner. So learn the movement patterns first before adding any extra weight. Um, you have to engage your core, which is very important. And um,
So, oh, brother Art,
yes,
what I know we always hear engaging your core.
hmm
What does that mean? Like, what do you have to feel in order to be able to engage your core?
so engaging your core, you're stabilizing your abdominals, your stomach muscles to prevent any sort of injury, because that's your base for everything else. Without or with lack of strength for the core, now down goes your back, down goes anything, everything. So when it's your core, you have more protection, more control. So any sort of fast motion that may strain your muscle, your core will be the one to protect yourself from uh, injuring or re-injury. So focusing on proper form not only prevents injuries, but also for performance, safer and more effective, if anything.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
Oh,
so
go ahead.
much, brother Art. Well, it's not necessary. No, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess can you give us an idea or like a workout program that, can like like you do 5 to 10 minute workout, and then after
hmm
that is it okay to just do cardio, or should we add also strength training? Like what
Ah,
should be a good like beginner
like a
workout
regimen for that?
for
Yeah.
yeah regimen?
I always say, I always say follow the 10% or 25% rule. So when you are a beginner and your target is, oh, I want to be able to run 5K, so take it down 25%. I want to be able to lift 50 pounds, so take it down 10%. So 25,
Mm.
10 to 25% rule, especially for a beginner, because now we're just coming out of our hibernation from the winter, and then we're not really as fit, maybe, if anything. So you don't want to jump in cold feet. So those are the things. So always listen to your body, prioritize your recovery, and then proper progression is the key for not injuring yourself. Protection. Anything high impact can place too much stress on the joints and connective tissue. So always say to yourself, gradual. So
Mhm.
don't try to hit the ground running. Literally, figuratively.
So it's okay, like so like they say, slow and steady. You don't have to,
Yeah,
run a marathon on your first day. So
yeah.
like it's best practice to, gradually increase the intensity because
hmm
is it true that like the quote, no pain, no gain. So you need to challenge your body like gradually in order to
Um,
get more
when they say
fit.
no pain, no gain, I'd say pain is your friend. Pain will always tell you when to stop. Pain will always
Okay.
tell you it's an alarm for the body to say, hey, listen, you're doing too much. So take it down a little bit. That's
Okay.
why I always say 10%, 25%. Always listen to your body. Pay attention to fatigue. Pay attention to pain signals. Rest day is
Mm.
important. Some people will go at it after today, tomorrow, right away. No, there's always that proper warm up, proper cool down is essential. Start with low impact and add resistance, duration, speed, gradually. Everything has to be gradual, especially if you are starting off as a beginner. Now, even so,
Okay.
if you, let's say, if you are already an intermediate or a professional, if anything. Still, the risk of injury is there. So, to ensure safe and effective fitness journey, always minimize the risk of injury by progression. Always remember that 10 to 25% rule is very effective. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So so if it starts to hurt, dial it down. So
Yes.
pain doesn't mean that it's working. It's just
Yeah.
your body is
Yeah.
telling you, it's like, no, it's too much
Yeah.
too quickly.
Go take
Good,
it easy.
good
Exactly.
advice. Okay. You
I
mentioned
have a
cold. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sister.
before we talk about cooling down,
Mm-hmm.
I remember earlier Sister Abby asked about what's a good like regimen. So whenever people are strength training, because I watch like a lot of influencers online, they do like, let's say, leg day first, or
Mm-hmm.
they do strength training. Do you recommend doing cardio before strength training, or strength training and then doing cardio, or
Always
does it
say,
not matter?
does it? Well, I'd say for me, the way how it works for me, I'd say cardio first. It warms up everything. Remember, the first thing they have to do is warm up. Now, before you do anything else, before you jump into any sort of exercises, always warm up. So, cardio will take you for at least, aside for the 5 to 10 minutes of warm up, then you have another 10 to 20 minutes of your cardio. It really depends on actually what you wanted to be able to build up on. If you are trying to do strength training, trying to do an endurance training, it's usually is tailor fit. There's no one size fit or fits all type kind of thing. So you just have to understand, what is my goal for doing my exercises? Is it to tone? Is it to increase my endurance, run a bit of a distance, walk a little bit faster? So those are the things that you have to sit down first and talk it over if you have a trainer, or if not, just for yourself, um, to see what you wanted to be able to achieve. And also, you have to have a time frame. You can't just go in and say, okay, maybe I'll do it in next week, the following week. So always have some sort of a goal. To say,
Mm.
okay, let's see, I want to be able to by Memorial Day, in preparation for Unity Games, I need to be able to do this. So take it down, write some small goals, small steps that you'll be able to do. Otherwise, if you go in blindly and you have no goal and say, I'm just going to go in and just do what everybody's doing at the gym, then you're doing things aimlessly, and it's a complete waste of time. I mean, for lack of a better term. So those are the things that you wanted to avoid. Now you're like in a hamster wheel, just doing the same thing over and over again, and you'll end up frustrating yourself, because now you don't know what to do. You don't know what's next, what's your target, and what you want to be able to achieve at the end of, let's say, spring, by the time you want to get your summer body ready, type kind of thing. So those are so
Yeah,
those
I
are the
know. Like,
things. Yeah.
yeah. So going a week before Unity Games is not
Hmm.
advisable. We should start training
No,
essentially, like at
train
least
now. Yes.
train now.
Yeah,
Okay.
train now. At least 1 or 2 months into it. So usually 8 weeks would be your best. So let's say if you'll be uh,
Okay.
playing maybe basketball, volleyball, or anything like that, of any sort of um, um, high intensity activity,
Mm-hmm.
then train now for 8 weeks, because you start to build up, and then you'll be ready by then. So you avoid,
Okay.
that's the best date, to do it. Then of course you try to find the time to do it. Everybody's working, everybody's in school, so that 8 weeks will be definitely more than enough. As long as you're consistent, that's always a key. Consistent discipline, patience and perseverance are those are things that you have to, and commitment. You can't just do one day and then, oh, next week I'm gonna go do it. That's it.
I used
So
to
you
be like
have
that.
to be committed.
Yes, I find that if you don't think too much, like you just decide, you just go and do it. Because I
Mhm.
feel like some people get in our heads a lot, and then you think of
Mhm.
a reason not to go, and then you just not go. So I
Uh-huh.
think if you have on your schedule, put it in your schedule, and
Yeah.
just push yourself to go even on the days that you don't
Yeah.
feel like going.
Yeah.
Um, although definitely what brother Art, what you said, like rest is definitely important.
Yeah.
We may have to make sure to rest and let our muscles recover.
Discover right.
But I have
Yeah.
a question for you, brother Art, and also sister Abby, because you're our resident medical professional. How important is hydration um, when it comes to working out? And does it have to just be water? Can we drink anything else for to be able to hydrate? So we'll ask brother Art first.
Oh, here. So hydration, very important. Water is always your best. The cheapest, that's anywhere that you can get. Um, you have brand names like Gatorade, vitamin water, and all that stuff. But ultimately, any sort of proper hydration is very important for, again, preventing injuries. It ensures your optimal performance for workout. Some people would have their additives in it, creatine and all that stuff that you have to do. But keep it simple. Water is your best friend, and hydration can or dehydration can lead to muscle cramps. You don't want to be the guy that's doing your cardio, lifting, and then a cramp kind of strikes you, and then now you fall apart. So those are the things. So hydration is very important. Early onset of fatigue, the risk of the usual things that we have to watch out for, the strain, performance. So proper hydration keeps our muscle functioning efficiently and reducing premature exhaustion. And also when you take that sip of water, it gives your body a little bit of a break from whatever you're doing. Let's say if you're running and then you take a break, 1 or 2 minutes just to go get some water. Or if not, that'll be you slow down your pace for a little bit. So water helps you to lubricate because you tend to dehydrate yourself, perspiring, sweat, and all that stuff. But when you're running, even if you're just lifting, also the atmosphere in the gym kind of be, may not be as cold, warm, or conducive for exercises. So water helps to lubricate joints and maintain cartilage integrity, and it helps to just overall reduce the risk of injury, if anything. So of course, when you're sweating and your body cools down, but without water to replenish, now you get into overheating. So those are the things, of course, that can lead to heat exhaustion. If you're working out, outside, or you're running out in the open, heat stroke. Those are the things that you have to uh, be very, very mindful. So hydration is very, very important. So drink before, during, and after exercise. Monitor your sweat loss. If you're perspiring like there's no tomorrow, oh, hey, take a break. Some people will do that. They think that if they're perspiring more, sweating some more, oh, this is good. I'm losing calories. I'm sweating everything out. But excessive loss of water in your body can be also dangerous. So choose the right fluid. Always water for me is the best fluid that's out there, because sometimes your body may not be able to be used to any sort of energy drink, any sort of electrolytes or anything like that. Although those are also very helpful. But again, to each his own. Sometimes people don't like the taste of Gatorade. Sometimes people don't like to have anything in their drink for extra boost of electrolytes. So, and it's number one, it's the cheapest that's out there. Water is yeah, your best friend. So
That's
like,
so true. That's so
yeah,
true. Thank you so
so
much for
yeah.
so last question. At the end of all the workouts, how important is it to cool down, and how long should it take, or
Okay,
how
so
short should it
common mistake. Once they drop that dumbbell, that weight, they walk away. They'll towel off, and then that's it. They'll change into their cool down gear, and then just walk it off and do it that way. So I always say cool down is very important for, again, for injuries, for anything. You don't want to pass out. So a light cardio again for 5-10 minutes. So you started off with 5-10 minutes for warm up. So you dial it down for another 5-10 minutes for the cool down. A slow jog, a slow walk, a bike, a cycling bike that you're not going at it like 100 miles an hour. So gradually to lower down. Remember, warm up is to gradually increase the heart rate. Okay. So also remember that when you have the cool down, it gradually lowers your heart rate. So a little bit of that stretching, 15 to 30 seconds to loosen up the muscle, because your muscle tends to tighten up a little bit. When you're exercising, everything is contracting, relaxing, contracting, relaxing. So now, when you're cooling down, you want to stretch it out a little bit in a relaxed position. So deep breathing is also another one. So you don't want to be too tight. So now you'd be able to take a deep breath and then just relax for a little bit. So again, general rule, 5 to 10 minutes before, let's say, the warm up, and then after is the cool down. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Brother Art. All of this is very important information, and we hope that everyone was able to take a thing or two to be able to implement onto their workouts as well. But we're going on towards the end of our show. Do you have any last comments when it comes to like working out, to being safe? And do you have any shout outs?
So lastly, again, I can't stress this enough. Do not compare yourself to others. Focus on your own journey. You have your own practice. You have your own thing that you have to do. Your growth, over competition. So prioritize safety always, and progress. And of course, celebrate even a minute detail of achievement. So enjoy the process, and always be safe out there. When you're doing your exercises, avoid, again, focus on your self-improvement, and avoid comparing yourself to your struggles, to someone else's success, if anything. So if you can't run a mile, and then someone next door is running 500 miles an hour or something like that, hey, to each his own. You can just go and walk around. So it's okay. So, but like I said, celebrate your own success, your own achievement, no matter how small it is.
All right. Thank you, Brother Art. We appreciate it. I was reading the comments. It's like they want another episode with you on the show. So we'll try to, if you're willing, again, these are important topics, especially now as we get towards like warmer months. People want to get fit after being in the winter time. Unity Games is coming up. So we want to make sure that everyone is safe, and we don't hurt ourselves.
Definitely.
But thank you again. So next we'll talk about our upcoming activities for the District of New York. We have something coming up next month on April 18th and 19th. We have a district Christian family organization get together at Johnsonville. So we look forward to seeing all the brethren congregated there. So ask your CFO presidents for more details. And I believe there's also a sign up that's going on so that we can participate and, hang out with the rest of the brethren in this activity. And we appreciate all you brethren or all you viewers on our show that are tuning in. We have Sister Rose from #Portland. Brother Hermes says, happy viewing to all from the local of Rochester. We have Brother Zyron. I see you again. And then we have Brother Forth from Woodbury. So we appreciate all your comments and your greetings. Anything else we need to touch on, Sister Mika?
I think we're good to go. And yes, we hope that Brother Art comes back on INCRadio. Maybe we'll talk about.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much. I know that we have a lot of topics about fitness that we would like to talk about and have everyone learn from. So we look forward to having you back, Brother Art.
You're welcome. Yep, we'll do.
All right. All right. Thank you again. That's all for today's show. Thank you again to the church administration for continuing to give us a platform like this to share and speak about important topics like these. Don't forget to catch us again next Saturday at 11:30 a.m. We'll be on time, or Sunday also 11:30 a.m. Philippine time. Greetings to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and to our Christian Family Organization Coordinator and SEPSI President, Brother Angelo Aranyo Manalo. Greetings to our INC Radio station manager, Brother Wally Taray, and our executive producer, Kuya Manley Andaya, and to our district minister, Brother Sheridan Santos, our assistant district minister, Brother Neil Patrick Olmelda. That brings us to the end of our show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and have a good night. And stay tuned for our next program, which will be INC Radio South Central States, and they're having Trivia Improv. Thank you again. See you next time.